You are watching the channel of Dr. Ahsanullah Soomro. Welcome and thank you for visiting. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. The planet is warming faster than ever before. Ice is melting, storms are intensifying, lives and livelihoods are at risk. But what if I told you that the real villain behind it all isn't just carbon, as we discussed in our last video? It's how we produce and use energy. On behalf of Dr. Ahsanullah Soomro, a clean energy researcher and environmentalist, this video will explore why energy lies at the heart of climate change and what we must do right now to protect our future.
Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature, precipitation, and weather patterns. While Earth's climate has changed naturally over millions of years, what we're seeing now is different. It's faster, more intense, and largely driven by human activity. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've been burning massive amounts of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, to power our industries, transport, and homes. These activities release large quantities of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. These gases act like a thermal blanket, trapping heat and causing the planet to warm. This is called the greenhouse effect, a natural process that is now dangerously amplified by human action. The warming of our planet is not a distant threat, it's happening now, and its effects are already being felt worldwide. Melting glaciers and rising sea levels are putting millions at risk, especially in coastal areas. More frequent and powerful storms are displacing communities and damaging infrastructure. We're seeing historic floods in Asia, deadly heat waves in Europe, and record-breaking wildfires in Australia, the Americas, and even the Arctic. Ecosystems are being pushed to the brink. Wildlife is losing habitat. Coral reefs are bleaching. Climate change is also affecting agriculture and water supplies, threatening food security and increasing the risk of conflict over resources. These aren't isolated events, they are part of a global crisis. A crisis that demands urgent action, not tomorrow, but today.
How energy is fueling the crisis. Energy is the engine of modern life. It powers our homes, fuels our transport, and drives our industries. But it's also the single largest contributor to global emissions. Around 73% of all greenhouse gas emissions come from the energy sector. That includes electricity generation, heating, transportation, and industrial production. The problem? Most of that energy comes from fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas. These fuels have high carbon content, and when burned, they release billions of tons of CO2 into the air. As global populations grow and economies expand, energy demand is increasing, especially in developing countries. Without a change in how we produce energy, emissions will keep rising.
Why renewable energy isn't the full answer, yet. Renewable energy, like solar, wind, and hydro, offers clean, sustainable power. And transitioning to renewables is a big part of the solution. But it's not a magic fix. Solar doesn't generate electricity at night. Wind turbines need wind. Storage systems like batteries help, but they're expensive and not yet widely deployed. And let's not forget, many parts of the world still lack the infrastructure to build and maintain large-scale renewable systems. A global energy transition will take time. It requires investment, policy support, and technology transfer. That's why we need a diverse, adaptive energy strategy, one that includes renewables, energy efficiency, waste-to-energy solutions, and more. A smarter solution, clean energy from waste. Now here's something you may not hear enough about: waste as a resource. Technologies like pyrolysis, gasification, and anaerobic digestion can convert organic waste, like agricultural residues, food waste, or even fermentation leftovers, into clean energy. These processes also produce biochar, a carbon-rich material that can be used to improve soil, clean water, and even capture carbon. It's a triple win: less waste in landfills, more renewable energy, and enhanced climate resilience.
Why time is running out? The problem? We're facing a race against time. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the world's foremost authority on climate science, we must cut global greenhouse gas emissions by nearly 50% by 2030 to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's just a few short years away. And the window of opportunity is closing fast. If we fail to act in time, we risk crossing irreversible tipping points in Earth's climate system. This could include the collapse of polar ice sheets, leading to catastrophic sea level rise, the disruption of major ocean currents, which balance global weather patterns, or the dieback of the Amazon rainforest, turning it from a carbon sink into a carbon source. These aren't distant possibilities. They are looming threats that could reshape our planet and endanger every form of life on it, including ours. The truth is, the cost of inaction will be far greater than the cost of transformation. More heat waves, droughts, floods, wildfires, food insecurity, climate migration, these are the real costs of delay. But here's the hope: we are not powerless. We already have the solutions. Clean, affordable, and scalable. Renewable energy, smart grids, sustainable agriculture, carbon capture, circular economies, these tools are in our hands today. What we lack is not innovation, but implementation. Not knowledge, but political will. The time to act is now. Every action matters. Every choice we make adds up. This is the defining decade. Let's not look back in regret. Let's move forward with purpose. Because the future is watching, and it starts with what we do today.
We all have a role to play. As scientists, engineers, educators, and global citizens, our actions matter. Support clean energy. Innovate. Reduce waste. Share knowledge. Educate others. On this channel, I'll continue to share breakthroughs in sustainable energy, biochar production, and environmental innovation. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's use science to solve climate change together. Because there is no planet B. You've just explored how clean energy solutions like biochar, pyrolysis, and hydrogen production aren't just buzzwords. They're powerful tools that can help reshape our future. But knowing isn't enough. It's not enough to understand what's wrong, we must also decide what comes next. The world is facing a turning point. The choices we make now, how we generate energy, how we manage waste, how we interact with the environment, will define the course of history. Every fraction of a degree matters. Every decision to support clean technologies and sustainable practices brings us closer to a livable future. So ask yourself, will we continue to follow the same path of pollution and overconsumption? Or will we choose a future fueled by innovation, responsibility, and care for the planet? Because the future isn't written yet, it's in our hands. And the time to act is now. That's why this channel exists, not just to share knowledge, but to build a movement. A movement of thinkers, doers, and everyday people who care about clean energy, environmental justice, and sustainable solutions. Here, we don't just highlight the problems, we focus on what's possible. We bring you stories from the lab to the land. We dive into the science, explore cutting-edge technology, and show how small changes can lead to big impacts. But we can't do it alone. You matter. Your voice. Your choices. Your curiosity. So if you believe in a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable future, this is your place. Click the red subscribe button. Like the video if it inspired you. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Every subscriber strengthens our impact. Every share spreads awareness. Let's grow this movement together. Let's act boldly. Let's act now, because there is no planet B.